Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 124. And yes, I did get a hotel last night. I got a hotel at around 3:30 this morning. Woke up around 7:30. Got a nice solid 4 hours of sleep. Got a shower, and I am on the way. On the road already. And today, I actually looked at the map last night, and I found about, I don't know how many there was, between 7 and 10 casinos that I could do in a day. And they basically take up this whole state. And I thought about moving on actually to another state also, but I thought that would be too much for one day. So we're going to try to do whatever the number is, 7, 10 casinos today. They're going to be smaller casinos, not tiny casinos, but like medium to small casinos, 1,000 machines or less probably. And we're going to see what we can do. Some of these are going to have blackjack, so we'll attempt to play blackjack. We don't want to burn them all down because there's about 5 of them that are the same company. So I just want to be careful not to do that. Also, I did bring totally different sets of clothes. Like normally I'll wear like jeans and a t-shirt, but I also brought like some nicer clothes with some nice shorts. I brought dress shoes, different things like that, so I can look a little bit different if I need to. I don't think it's that important to me that I have to like push the issue on blackjack at a bunch of these places. I think if I just go in and make a little here, a little there, I'll be happy. So, I mean, if I can make between 100 and 200 average per location, that's a nice day. That's a $1,000 to $2,000 day while I'm enjoying the beautiful weather in a state that I've always wanted to experience casinos in. So, it is just gorgeous outside. Right now, it is 8:30 a.m. Been on the road for about 15 minutes. 59 degrees outside, absolutely clear skies outside. So the only thing is my hair is not perfect and it's bothering me. It's still a little wet, so I'm thinking maybe I'll pull over and fix it, but my brush is in the trunk. I know that sounds really stupid, but I like my hair looking really nice. So other than that, man, everything is just awesome. Now here's something else that's going on. I got a call from my wife's brother, and he is about 5 hours from where we are. He was on the East Coast at a wedding, and he actually planned to fly home from our city. So he had this planned for a long time, and so he is going to drive to our city to surprise us. And he needed the address, so he had to tell me that he was coming. And I said, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be there, but she'll be there. She'll be excited. We use Life 360, which kind of shows where other members of the family are. And I said, just let me know when you get close, and I will take you right to where she is, and you can surprise her. So that'll be really good for her. She'll be happy to see him. And he reminded me that it's been exactly 5 years since he came out to visit us, because he came to see us when my wife and I were both sick with COVID, and he came out to take care of the kids while we were locked in our room. So it's going to be a good day today. I'm on the road. I'm going to be meeting a friend of mine. I don't think it matters if I tell you. It's going to be the Flash. He is driving about 8 hours to, I don't know how many hours, maybe less. He's driving a long way to come to this area to do some of the same stuff that I'm planning to do. So it'll be interesting to see him. Probably not until this evening. He gave me an idea of where he is right now. He's about probably 4.5 hours away, but he'll stop at a bunch of casinos along the way. So we'll probably both end up in the same place at the same time tonight, which is the casino I came out to play in the first place. So by the time I'm ready to go back there tonight, he should be in the local area. So that's what's going on right now. I think I've covered pretty much everything. and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, not to get sappy here, but be honest with me here. Is there anywhere more beautiful than the Midwest? Looking at old silos that are falling down, fields with crops, clear skies, beautiful, not a lot of traffic, just nice weather, lakes everywhere. It's gorgeous out here. Very excited about it. Probably take a video later on and post it, but yeah, I'm gonna have a good day today. I can feel it. We're gonna make a lot of money today, one nickel at a time, I have a feeling, but we're gonna make money. So all right guys, I'll be back. All right guys, I am back. Oh my gosh, that was crazy in there. It's actually a really nice casino. It's definitely an Indian gaming place. I went in, I'm looking around, and I'm seeing a lot of good things in there, things that I can beat, and I'm finding some decent numbers. And so the first one is a higher risk one, and I knew that, and I figured it was going to take about 300 spins to hit it. Well, it was $3 a spin. It took 1,118 spins to hit it. How do I know? Because I count everything. So 1,118 spins at $3 a spin. It's too bad I don't have a card here, right? And I ended up only losing $264 on it, considering I was down almost 1,100 at one point. That wasn't bad. Then I found a couple other machines and played those. Those hit pretty quick. And then I went on a dry spell for a long time, and there was one machine I was watching somebody play, but they were so slow playing it. It was just agonizing. Came back a half hour later. It was only 10% closer to where it needed to be. So I was not going to wait around for this guy to take forever to play it so that I can get on there. So I ended up leaving ahead, but not much, plus 36. And, it easily could have gone the other way, and I could have won, 1,500, but it didn't work out that way. So, but I like the place. It's really beautiful. I'm going to post a video with the information about the place in a couple days after I get home. I don't want to do it while I'm here, but a really beautiful place. It has a waterfall inside, pine trees and stuff like that. Has a sky painted on the dome ceiling with an eagle up there and stuff. It's really a nice place, and the people, they're nice people, but they're very reserved people, like you'd expect from this area, and you'll know what I mean when I tell you. But overall, I had a pretty good experience. They had free fountain drinks and stuff like that. A lot of the casinos in this area charged $2 to $4 for drinks, but this one did not. But I didn't get anything while I was there. I did go in the gift shop looking for some stuff for my children. Didn't find anything good, so just moved on. So right now we are going to go on to another casino. I was in there for about an hour, and the next casino is about 50 minutes away, and it's owned by the same company. This will be 3 casinos in a row that I go to. The one late last night, this one, and the next one, all owned by the same company, and there will be more coming after that as well. But hopefully we have some good variants at the next place. Right now, 64 degrees, still beautiful outside, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys. So I learned a lesson here that there are 2 different kinds of casinos here. There's a full-blown casino, and supposedly the RTP, the return to player, is 95% here. And then there's the gas station type small shop, and they're owned by the same companies, but the return to player is much lower. I played 2 excellent plays and got killed on both of them. Ended up leaving this is a pretty small place too. Leaving this place down $282. So our day is not going well yet, but I believe the next stop we're going to, also same company. That'll be 4 casinos. This one has blackjack, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot, and as long as I'm not the only one playing, I'm going to try to push it a little bit do some kind of a decent spread and get in and out of there. So that's what's happening right now. Still very nice out. It's getting cloudy now, 69 degrees, but can't complain at all about the day. Just need to make some money. So that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you. I'm about 30 minutes away from my next spot right now. All right, guys, I am back. So let me explain. It's going to get loud here in a second, but so I go to this next place, find a lot of little plays, and play them through. It's a nice place, same company, much better facility. It has blackjack. I actually asked when they open it. This lady's like, "Oh yeah, they open it all the time. It's probably going to be open this weekend." I'm like, "This weekend? Man, I thought it would be open like most of the day, every day." So anyway, I ended up leaving there ahead 107. There was one play that was still outstanding that this lady was never going to get off. But it was all small plays, but all of them ended up pretty good. And that's my friend Mike calling me. He's trying to get me to help him leave Vegas. And I'm like, you got to get a letter from your doctor. So still waiting for him to get a letter from the doctor, but he keeps asking me the same questions over and over again. Anyway, he called me as soon as I left and was asking me all these questions. I told him the same thing I always tell him, get that letter from the doctor. So, if he does, I doubt that he will, but if he does, he's welcome to come home. And as I was driving by, I saw this flea market looking thing. That's where I am right now. So I'm going to walk around here for a minute and see what there is. It's all Native American stuff. We'll take a look here and see if there's anything worthwhile and if I can even carry it. And then I'll come back and update you. Got some fuel while I was there as well. So I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So it was kind of like a sale type thing, I don't know if you call it like a flea market, but it was clothes and stuff supposedly made by Navajo Indians and stuff like that. So I did find a pair of earrings I wanted to get for my daughter. So I called my wife and did a video call with her. I said, "Do you think she'd like that?" And my wife said, "No, but I'd like that." So I got that for my wife. And then I found something else for my daughter, different set of earrings. And then I got a buffalo tooth for one of my boys. So I'll have to find gifts for the rest of the kids now, since I got something for somebody. But I also want to stop by somewhere, maybe like a dollar store or something like that, and find like a Tupperware container or some kind of plastic to put these in so they don't break when I'm traveling. So, so that's what's going on here. Like I said, I made whatever I said, 107 or whatever, at that casino. And we're moving on to another casino. That one's in 50 minutes. And I'll come back and let you know how that went. All right, guys, back on track here. Went into this next place. And actually, I thought it was a nice place. Had about 10 or 12 beatable machines in there. But it was packed in there. There were almost every machine had someone sitting at it, and they had a bar area, and you could actually play slots in the bar area, and there's an eating area next to that. So you can drink and you walk over to your machine. You can eat and walk over to your machine. It's all in the same area there. So walking around, looking at things, I find a play that's really not a very common play. It's only available in one of the cities that I visit regularly. I played that one through. I put $40 in there. It was a little over $6 a spin, and ended up ahead like $140 on that play. That was a really good play. Then I had a couple small plays, and next thing you know, I'm up like 164, something like that. And I'm like, well, that looks like just about it. So I thought, man, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was almost 3 o'clock. And I said, I need to get some food. So I went over to the bar. It took forever because there's one waitress, one bartender. Bartender doesn't know how to take orders. He knows how to write them down. Then when the waitress comes back, then he tells her, then she has to write them down. And then she has to go to the register and put them in. So we did one of these things where Okay, looks like my son just bought something because I got a receipt. So, we got into one of these things. I didn't want to get into one of these things where it's like a double cheese and I want 2 of them and make it a 1 pound instead of a half pound. So I just ordered 2 of the half pound cheeseburgers with no bun. And they made those. They were pretty good. I expected toppings, but there were no toppings. It was just that. And luckily I asked for some lettuce because they put a couple pieces of lettuce on the bottom, and then they put the burger on top of it, and that was it. No tomato, pickles, onions, ketchup, mustard, mayo, nothing. So, but I had both of those in the car, so that's 1 pound of meat and 4 slices of cheese. It was very good, and I will need to get a drink sometime here soon, but what is going on with this guy doing 20 miles an hour on the highway? 2-lane highway, guy's doing 40, looks like. Anyway, while I was waiting for the food to come out, I went around and looked at everything again because there were a couple machines that people were sitting at that I couldn't check, and I looked and one of them was available. It was at $5 a spin, and it was in a really good spot. I thought my EV was going to be $200 to $300 on that one, and I was playing. It just wasn't going the way I wanted it to, but it did end up hitting most of what I wanted, and I ended up leaving the casino ahead $455. So biggest hit so far on our trip, $455. So nothing to get too excited about. There was no blackjack or table games at this casino, but overall not bad. Plus $455. The food was good, and we're moving on right now to our next casino. And unfortunately, the next casino is an hour and a half away, and I was going to skip it because then it's going to be almost 2 hours back. But then I noticed that there are 3 other casinos that are real close to this one, like within 20 minutes each of this one. So hopefully they're real casinos and not just some hole-in-the-wall gas station type thing. But we're heading out there right now. I'm doing 40 right now behind this guy on this little tiny road. About to go through a town maybe, I don't know. But we're going to go take care of that. And that should be most of our night there. Then I'm going to have to figure out if I want to go back to where I started this morning, which is what I was planning on doing, or if I want to just stay in that area and then get up tomorrow and go do my thing, because tomorrow is the main event. So I'd really like to come back tonight, even though I'm going to hit all these places, and then it's going to be a long drive back. I do want to hit that casino I hit late last night, and see if we can make some money there, and then tomorrow, like I said, the main event. So that's what's going on right now. It is 3:15, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back, 5:20 p.m. and continuing on here. I just left the casino. I was in there for about, 35 minutes or 40 minutes, something like that, and played a lot of stuff, actually. All small plays, but a lot of stuff. There were people in there looking at machines that knew what they were doing, but I still found a lot of plays. This place probably had 500 machines max, and I still found 6 or 7 small plays. And I also chased a must-hit-buy jackpot, $40 multiple times and $100 must-hit-buy, and actually lost about 50 on that one, but overall it was a good session. Ended the session ahead $96, and we are moving on to another casino. This one is not too far away. It's only about 20 minutes away. One funny thing, it's actually kind of marshy in this area, which I find happens a lot where casinos are. They kind of don't have the greatest land sometimes, but they're in an area that's close to people. They buy some cheap land and people come over. They do what they have to do to make it usable. But on my way over here, I saw a sign that says 50 pounds of corn, $8. 50 pounds of corn. How much is a cob of corn? Probably 3 of them make a pound, maybe 2 of them make a pound. So if it was 2, that would be 100 ears of corn. for $8, 8 cents an ear. Wow, could be more than that. Could be 6 cents an ear. So that's pretty amazing. And I don't know, they must have had it from last year or something, because how would they have it this early on in the year? Corn's not growing yet. But yeah, pretty interesting place, nice place. You know, the one place that I'm gonna do my big play on makes me very nervous. These places, none of them make me nervous. They're all nice people, good places. That place has got security everywhere. They overdo it and they're threatening. And these places are just nice, kind people, middle of nowhere, honest, regular people, you know. And I was thinking, I haven't seen one single police car since I've gotten to this state. Is that because there's not enough money? I don't think so. Or is it because sometimes there are certain communities where people help each other out, take care of each other. There's morality, there's love. You know, think about that. What areas, you know, this is rural, I don't know. You figure it out for yourself. I don't want to get myself in trouble here, but you know what the truth is. I know what the truth is. So, anyway, we are continuing on to the next casino, and hopefully some good news, and I'll be back to update you. I think that one is actually a lot bigger than this one, so we'll find out. After that, there's one more near that one, and then I have an option of adding 2 more a lot further away. That would actually be the furthest points of my trip. So I have to decide if these next 2 are the furthest 2, or if I'm going to go further away for 2 more, just depending on how big they look like they are, and if it's going to be worth my while or not. So I'm going to let you go for now, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. And yeah, just continuing what I've been doing all day. I've been doing this now for 10 and a half hours. Just grinding and grinding and grinding away. That place was all right. It did have tables. I was going to play blackjack, and there were 2 blackjack tables, but they were closing one. The other one was completely full, and there was a sign on the table that you can only play 1 hand of blackjack. So, yeah, not really much I could do there as far as that. I'm not going to wait around for 5 or 6 people. I couldn't tell what their penetration was. Pretty sure it was a 6 deck. It was probably pretty good rules and stuff, but I never got that far because I saw they were putting the cards away on one table and then the other one was completely full. So I played slots and just had a lot of ups and downs. Started with a big drop, couple $100 drop right away, and then up and down, slowly moving in the right direction. And I noticed there was one lady walking around, like short black hair, tattoos on her arms and stuff. She worked at the casino, and she was hanging around everywhere, just walking back and forth like a grid. So I don't know if she was keeping an eye out for people or not, but really wasn't really that much there to protect. So I don't know. I did play some must-hit buys and some other small plays, and I ended the session ahead $80. So plus another 80 there. And right now we're moving on to another casino. This one is, that's the first police officer I've seen. I'm pretty sure that's what that was there. And, wow. Anyway, we are about 25 minutes away from the next stop. So we're going to go do that. And hopefully we find some good stuff to do there. I'd love to play some blackjack today. And the more I'm looking at the map now and where I'm going and where I might be going, the more it looks like there's not going to be much blackjack possible. So hopefully one of these casinos open up some blackjack tables and we can get some time in, because that's really what I want to do. But otherwise we're going to have to keep grinding. So, and yeah, I guess really that's about it right now. It's 75 degrees, 6:35 p.m. right now. And we're moving on to another casino. All right, guys, this is like the other trip I took to all those Indian casinos. It was a nice trip. It was fun. A lot of places to see, good scenery and everything, but just not a lot of money. So, I mean, we're under $1,000 still for the day, which, you know, it's a Monday, so it's not the end of the world, but Would have liked for it to be a lot better than that. I went into this place and found one play for like 4 spins at 50 cents, 60 cents a spin, and made $3, and that's all I could make there. Now, this place did have one blackjack table. It was a pitch double deck, but not only was the table full, but the pit boss was leaning on the table next to it, and I watched for a whole shoe, like the whole 2-deck shoe, and he never moved at all. He was staring at the table the whole time, never even noticed me walking around, nothing. So, obviously, he's watching that table pretty closely. $15 minimum, $300 maximum. Probably not something I want to get involved with, so I let that go. Right now, moving on to another casino about 45 minutes away. Problem now is, once I finish this one, there's nothing around for like 3 hours, and that would be the casino I'm supposed to end up at tonight. Not really looking forward to it. Can't really play blackjack there because can't expose who I am and what I'm doing yet until tomorrow. So I'm going to go to this casino, reevaluate things, figure out what to do from there. Most likely we'll go back to that area that I was yesterday, and probably play some slots, and then depending on how tired I am and what time it is, I may just make it an early night, play poker, something. I don't know what, but need to make a little bit more money. I'd love to push this over 1,000. We're not even I think we're around 600 right now, so not good. If it wasn't for that one loss, we'd be at 1,000, but nothing we can do about that. We did the best that we could. So right now we're continuing here. The sun is going down. Temperature dropped already from mid to high 70s down to 66 already. And the sun is not down yet. It's only 7:30, but it's already getting colder. So just took a picture by this big lake that they have here, and a video. I'll post that sometime soon, along with the 50 other things I promised to post. I will get them all up eventually. And right now we're going to continue on, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. It is 9:30 right now, and just had something weird happen. I go to this casino. I go in the front door, and it's a bingo hall. It's not a casino. I'm like, I saw online where there were slot machines, there were tables. How could this be? So I decided to go around the building. I drive around the building, and I see someone walking in a different door. And I kind of drive by, and I see slot machines in there. So I'm like, okay, well, I just had the wrong entrance. So I go in there, and there's machines in there. And it's a room probably, I don't know, maybe 100 by 400. Just not a huge place, but maybe not. Maybe like 100 by 250. So I'm looking around, can't find anything, and I'm all upset because I came all the way over here and I didn't play anything. So I'm leaving, and I glance over as I'm leaving at the sign when people come into the driveway there, and it says casino to the right, but I went to the left, and it's the same place, but they have, I guess, slot machines next to the bingo parlor, but then there's a regular casino as well. So I was kind of relieved about that. I go over there, and walking around, and I don't see anything in range, and I'm like, well, at least I found the place, but there's still nothing in range. And then I keep on walking and walking, and I see way in the back they have tables. So I'm looking at the tables, and I see 2 blackjack tables, a 6-deck that's full, and a double deck with 2 people at the table. So I sit down there, and then as soon as I sit down, someone else sits down. So now there's a total of 4 of us at this table. But I decide, you know what, I've been wanting to play this all day. Even if it's a little bit slower, I'll just take my time, and we'll try to get some money in, make a little EV. So I sit down. It's a 25 to 500 table. That's still very good. You can make a lot of money on a 25 to 500 table. So I buy in for 300, and I start playing, and it is negative counts every shoe. There was one shoe where it went positive for a minute, and I raised my bet and I lost it. Then it went back negative again, and I just played minimum pretty much the whole time. And I was at that table for about 30 minutes before two more people came. So one of the people left, and then two people came. So there was 5 of us, and the table holds 5 people. And I just decided that's just too much. I don't want to play it anymore. The count was negative. We were in the middle of the shoe. But what's interesting about this place is it's actually a pretty good deal, because although they only play half the double deck, it's resplit aces, double anything, but don't double after split. So it's not like, it's kind of different, right? I mean, usually it's no resplit aces. It's also, I believe, stays 17. So resplit aces, stays 17, double anything. So I think it's an okay game. But I ended up, like I said, just playing it for that short time, and ended up leaving ahead $100, but that's all I could do. I mean, the other table was full, this table was full, and it was already crawling. And I'll be honest with you, it's almost 9:40 right now. I've been driving since 8 o'clock this morning, so I've been on the road for 13 and a half hours, and I'm making $50 an hour. That's it right now. So I'm not very happy about it. But I am 3 hours away from where I need to be tonight. So what does that tell us? That tells us I'm probably not going to be there tonight, because I'm already getting tired. But I did find another casino that brings me a little closer to there. It puts me about 2 hours away from where I need to be, and it's about an hour and 45 minutes from here. And I'll have a chance to actually play some blackjack there, I think. So I'm going to head that direction. Hopefully I can play blackjack, hopefully make some money. And the Flash called me, and he is within like 4 hours of me right now. So I'm going to head over to that area. He's going to head to another area. We should be between 2 and 2.5 hours away from each other at that point. So we're going to get in touch with each other in a few hours and see where we are and decide what to do, because it may make sense to get a room in the same hotel, or share a room, or whatever. But so we're going to figure all that out. So that's what's going on right now, and heading out to this casino, and I'll be back to update you shortly. Alright guys, I am back, and I want to put the window down and yell out the window. I'm so frustrated right now. I was able to play some blackjack. I was able to play some slots, so at least that was good. This was a nice sized casino. Downside, number 1, they scan everyone's ID when you walk in. Not good. Scan my ID, and then to the right there's a bathroom. I went there and took care of my business. That delayed things a little bit, and then I came back out. Nobody had said anything to me. I didn't think that there was going to be an issue anyway. And I went to the casino, looked around at some slots, and I found a couple plays and played those through. And then I went and played blackjack. As far as the slots, they have a lot, but they have a lot of people looking. So I ended up ahead $53 on the slots. When I played blackjack, I spread from 25 to 400 on a 6-deck shoe. Terrible variance, especially early on. Just was losing 85-90% of my hands, no matter what the count was. And I bought in originally for 400, then a couple hundred more, then maybe 3, then maybe 4, and just kept doing that. And I was in for a total of 2,000. I was actually in for 1,500. The count had started to go up, so I asked for 5 black chips. Then, of course, surveillance is seeing 1 or 2 chips, when really that's the same as 4 or 8 chips, because I was playing with green before. So just somebody just looking at the table only sees 1 or 2 chips. It doesn't look like you're spreading at all. Anyway, ended up at my low point. I was down 1,800, got back to even, got back down 1,800, got back to even, and finally ended up leaving at the end of a shoe. Frustrated, extremely frustrated, ahead only $100, and there's nothing I could do. They were closing the tables, they were closing the pit. I'd gone back and forth. I didn't want to get buried again. And when I was going back and forth, I'm talking about all the money on the table was gone and then back, and then gone and then back. It's like, it was just very frustrating every time the count went up. And I had a couple double downs where I ended up with a 20 and the dealer had a 4 or 5 card 21, and it was just sick. So I did leave with my skin, so that's good, but overall not a lot of money, a little bit on slots, whatever. I just said 53 and 100 on the blackjack, and that's all I could get out of it. So I don't know where I'm supposed to go here. This way. So at this point it is 2 a.m. and I'm going to drive another hour and a half to another area where there's a casino where I'm going to be playing tomorrow, and I don't think I'm going to go to the casino. We'll see how I feel, but I doubt it. And I already hate that casino, but gonna try to get some sleep, whether it's in the car or at a hotel, and then we'll be off to the races tomorrow. So that's what's happening right now. You're all caught up, and I'll be back to update you soon. Actually, you know what? Let's just wrap it up, and we'll start a fresh day. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.